Surron?
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
Just let me pack up your past. I got you diamonds and chains. I'm running out with the ride. Number one, ain't nobody can match. Pull up and have some fun. I'll make you leave in the sand. Tell me what you want. Just let me pack up your past. I got you diamonds and chains. I'm running out with the ride. Yeah, I'm number one, ain't nobody can match. Pull up and have some fun. I'll make you leave in the sand. Tell me what you want. Just let me pack up your past. I got you diamonds and chains. I'm running out with the ride. Yeah, I'm number one, ain't nobody can match. Pull up and have some fun. I'll make you leave in the sand. Yeah, I might just drop a bag. Oh fuck, no strings attached. Get her to call me dad. These diamonds never crack. Tell her don't call my Sally. Too busy dropping Benjis. I'm dropping K's on Fendi.
Alright, welcome back guys again. We got the Cane Creek headset that I think is going to work with the little shim. So we've got a 33.95mm top head tube and a 33.95mm bottom head tube. Now this thing's more like 35mm. After I get it all apart, I'm probably going to have to make a shim to fit these, but we're going to get these Surron forks on here ASAP. Now I'll tune back once I've pulled all this off again. You just unbolt these, then you can loosen this off and take these off, and then it'll just slide off. So I've taken the bars off, and now I like to undo these first and then undo that. Otherwise you struggle to undo these when this thing's just flexing on the head tube. So I'll undo these first, put them in my box, and then take this one out, and then the whole front end's just going to drop. Actually, I'm also going to take everything off the bars so I can pull them through here, because this is actually welded all one piece. Okay, so I've just stripped off the tank and everything so I can see these a bit better. But I'm just going to unplug these wires where I can, and I'll cut these zip ties, and I want to try to pull them through the front holder and just get rid of that number plate now while it's all naked before the new forks are on. So these connectors suck to undo, but that's the throttle undone. And I'm going to undo this tape shit and peel it out the front and do the rest with the other wires. Okay, so that's all the wires disconnected from now, back brake, front brake and the throttle. Now, I think how these work is, so these are 16mm, lucky enough, I got a ratchet ring spanner. I'm just gonna undo these two. Once you crack them, you can pull them out relatively easy. And then we'll drop this thing out, pull the whole front end off. Okay, now those two are out. I'm gonna loosen this thing off. It's a long bolt that threads into the bottom. So you need a spanner or a socket for that as well. Okay, so after pulling that off, you reveal the head tube and the bearings, and this steering shaft, or whatever you want to call it, has some collets that fill the gap between this and the bearing, so don't lose those. Put it back on the piece. Might go get the tripod now that it's settled down raining, and we'll knock these things out with a punch. I'd say these forks are almost identical, but I'm just going to run these for now, and later on in the future, when a good deal pops up on Facebook on some mountain bike shocks that are a bit lighter, I'll buy those, but this is going to be a cool upgrade. So I've just strapped this thing around here, through and around the stand, just so it's not going to fall backwards at least. And I'll probably do this off camera because it's pretty sketchy. When we come back, we'll have these bearings out. So it took some slugging, but I just push this in there and you can tap it to the side and it moves the shaft inside a little bit so you get a better connection on the bearing. But this bottom one's about to fall out, and I'm assuming the steering tube will fall out with it. Now we'll reverse, hold the thing upside down and bash up till this one comes out. I feel like this is going to be hard. Okay, this thing's actually feels like it's breaking, so I'm gonna get a real hammer out. Alright, so we got the S-wing out. I'm gonna give this another clobber. Oh, that's so much better. Beautiful. There goes the bearing. Okay, let's see if these fit. Yep, just a little bit of room. Beautiful. So now I'm gonna find some sheet metal in the yard and cut a little loop to fill that in a bit so that fits in a bit better and we get no play. Okay, so I've actually made these little spaces. I can't remember the dude's name, but there's another guy that did this as well on YouTube and he made some spaces. Now these are out of a bit of Colorbond sheet, which may be too thick, but I'm just gonna test it out, and if they are too thick, I will cut this grade 9 box open because it looks like thinner gauge. So I made some new ones. So we'll roll this into there. Just gonna cut this down a bit. May have cut a bit much off that, but that's all right. Yeah, that's a better fit. So we'll just lightly tap that on. So my camera wasn't recording then, but I just bashed the bottom in and the top and looks clean, suits the bike. And now we're pretty much ready to slide the forks on. So I just slid the bearing over. It's a pretty snug fit, but it's not tight at all. Rub some grease around the top. Sit that in there. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, not really enough room. Slide the headset on, is there? At all. By a lot. So we're going to drop this as low as we can and see if it'll fit on then, but still it probably won't. Okay, so after plenty of fucking around, and I don't recommend doing this, I'm definitely going to get some new forks before we power upgrade this thing. It is so far below the minimum line, it's not even funny. But that's it. I'm going to take the front wheel off the Surron and probably this triple clamp. Yeah, so I'll probably use these bars so I don't have to take those grips off. Got the handlebars pretty much fully fitted. Obviously I need to tighten some things up, put a front brake on, but now I'm going to take the Surron wheel off and chuck it on. I will get a wheel eventually. Don't know if I'll be able to get a small wheel or not. X160 wheel or something. I'm going to chuck the Surron wheel on there now and see how it looks. Alright, the front wheel is on, boys, and it is sick. Look at this thing. It's almost the size of a Ron. Keen as to give this thing a ride. Wish it wasn't raining outside. If we do the finishing touches, get everything tightened up, and we'll be ready for a rip. I'll put the seat back on and we'll go for a rip. Okay, so I just grinded this tab back. Had to grind it a couple different ways. Swing through now the triple clamp hits the frame. I don't ever feel like I hit the stops on my Surron, so... Oh, fuck the wall. But yeah, it's a bit too wet for the Razor out here. So hopefully a bit later, I'm pretty sure the rain's supposed to be stopping. We get out here and give this thing a test ride. I feel like it's just gonna be a wheelie machine. Alright, so we've got the tripod because we want to do a jump on this thing. Get that on camera. Be really so easy. Look at this, look at Callie. This thing is so high off the ground, boys. I did feel like I'm a meter off the ground. I probably am. So first impressions, it's pretty smooth. Damn water. It's actually scary to ride. It's so damn tall. Need to get a peg job, some shocking. So first priority is to do this jump. Go full throttle. This grip sucks. There's a person coming. I'll just take it easy. I'll go on the road. Pardon?
Did you pass the kid on the push bike?
No, actually.
Okay, I think he's gone into the dirt track. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries. I think maybe we are a bit slower than stock with this big ass front tire. And these wide ass handlebars. Oh, that's not what you want to ride through in your Razor. Oh, here's the kid. This was the jump I was going to do. Oh, I'm going to eat shit. Alright, let's give it a shot. Oh, that was smooth. Probably clear that. I actually just seen a kid on a little green bike.
Yeah, that's him.
I thought he was heading up towards you. He went.
Probably was, because you
Yeah.
can't find me. Thank you.
No worries. Let's see how speed we can get. Oh, we're already low battery. That is smooth, hey. The peg drop. Alright, let's see if we can find a better jump. Maybe there's something else we can hit. Front suspension's definitely a lot better. Oh, here we go. Here's a little jump. Yeah. Honestly, this front end is so smooth though. Oh, here we go. Here's a nice little jump, a little section we can hit. Alright, speed run coming up. Okay. Oh, we're definitely getting low. Let's go home. Probably these Makita batteries. That was good little fun. Go home, change the batteries and practice some wheelies. Alright, so see you guys when I'm doing some wheelies. Alright, first wheelies on the Razor.
Hey, Ross.
Hard with that
sauce it
chain
up.
guard.
Just let me pack up your past. I got you down.
Yeah. Alright, need to get a little bit of speed up.
Ain't nobody can match. Pull up and have some fun.
I'll make you leave in the sand. Tell me what you want. Just let me pack up your past. I got you down.
Maybe I don't let off the throttle when that happens. I hold throttle and hit the brake.
make you leave in a snap. Tell me what you want, just let me pack up your past. I got your diamonds and chains, I'm running out with the ride. Number one, ain't nobody can match. Pull up and have some fun, I'll make you leave in a snap. I might just drop a bag, oh fuck no strings attached. Get her to call me dad, these diamonds never crack. So hard don't call my Sally, too busy dropping veggies. I'm dropping kids on Fendi, you want to, you can't end me. Found an cover, I'ma turn into a widow. Riding with a dog in the back of the limo. Base hits on, yeah, fat like a kilo. A6 on, you whack like a Dio. The bright white keys to the part white lamb. You fought with me, it'll hurt, got down. With my side piece of my store downtown. They can't be me, so just write that down. I know just what you want, to ride a new Ferrari. Pull up and have some fun, girl, I just love the story. I keep on getting back, ain't never coming back.
Alright, we just got a shipment of parts. Put this Razor together. I think these are the Ergotech bars. Got a 17-inch X160 wheel and the big bad EBMX riser stem. Let's get this thing on the bike. It's gonna be lit. She's been a bit sad the last few weeks. Can't wait.
Everybody tell me what you want, just let me pack up your past. I got your diamonds and chains, I'm running out with the ride. Yeah, I'm number one, ain't nobody can match. Pull up and have some fun, I'll make you leave in a snap. Tell me what you want,
This is definitely just for shits. I hope you guys don't think I'm serious with this. Well, yeah, let's see if we can do it.
Ain't nobody can match. Pull up and have some fun, I'll make you leave in a snap. Yeah.
Alright. This thing sucks. We need some power upgrades. Keen as.